The Science of Winning the Lottery. Written, performed, and directed by John Mancini. A Cedar Street production. Hi, and welcome to your first step in creating wealth and abundance in this extraordinary program on how to retrain your brain for more lottery winnings that have been, I would imagine, avoiding you for most of your life. Before we begin this journey, which I promise you will be life-changing, I need you to have a couple of things at your disposal. The first is either a notebook or a smartphone where you can have handy every day. You are going to be writing things down here that are very important, and you'll need to carry this with you on a daily basis. I use a smartphone, actually an iPhone, where I can jot it down in my notes and where it's available to me at all times. If you don't have an iPhone, you can use any smartphone because, yes, there is an app for that. No smartphone? A notebook will do just fine. Okay, now that that's done, on with the formalities. My name is John Mancini, and I'll be your host and teacher, if you let me, on how to attract that golden egg. First and foremost, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for purchasing this program. I believe that every one of us is connected in one way or another. In fact, I'm sure of it. Think about this for a second. You were made by two people, your mom and dad. Therefore, they were made by four people. Their bloodline contained 8 people, and then there were 16. Getting the gist of this? You and I conceivably have been produced all the way back to the days of Christ and beyond. Yet we go about our lives as if we're the only ones that ever existed. That being said, everything you desire is already in place for you. There's an old saying that goes like this: the teacher will appear when the student is ready. Think of me as your teacher, and I promise you, what you learn here will not only serve you, but generations long after you've been gone. Let's talk about what you'll be learning here and how to use this audiobook for maximum results. Let me make this perfectly clear. You must do exactly what I say and in the manner in which I say it. There are no shortcuts here. This program has been developed after years of scientific studies that prove their effectiveness. In other words, it works. Bar none, bottom line. It works. Don't get creative here and say, well, I'll do this today and tweak it a little tomorrow. Trust me, by the third day, you'll be throwing your money away screaming, I did all that stuff and it didn't work. It does work, but you gotta work the plan. So here we go. The program is broken up into 3 sections. The first section is designed to educate you. It will point out what you've been doing wrong and how to correct it, step by step. I don't know if you read the best-selling book, The Secret, which was a great book, or audiobook if you listen to it. But the biggest problem with it is that it explained what we were doing wrong, but it didn't tell us how to correct it. I don't know about you, but if I'm doing something wrong, I'd appreciate it if I was told how to correct it. So the first section in our book is to tell you what you're doing wrong, and a step-by-step guide on how to erase those nasty negative patterns that are preventing you from making real money in games of chance. The second section is the subliminal part. This section has some great music that you can play in your car or at home, doing your gardening, walking the dog, so on and so forth, that has been designed with positive messages embedded in the music that your subconscious hears, but you don't on a conscious level. Subliminal messaging has been around for a long time. Its origins date back to the 1950s, where soft drink corporations used this technique to sell, well, more soda. What they did was, during a movie, they would flash a clip for 1/3000th of a second across the screen
Sample complete. Ready to continue?